araráhih pekshupiha. Ayuki naniswi Phil Albers Jr. Na Karuk wa arar. Panamnik tanikri. Nani Akka Phil Sr. Nani Tat Rhonda. Nani Chitichis. Much Ihan Sasi and Lucy. Nani Gyawitwa Karuk Tribal TANF program, cultural activities. Hello, my name is Phil Albers. I'm a Karuk man. And my parents are Philip and Rhonda. And my 4 children are Gavin, Ihan, Irissa, and Lucy. I work for the Karuk Tribal TANF program, cultural activities, based out of Orleans, but I service all of TANF service area. Tanikshupadzas, my Karuk language teachers. Nani Atish, Lucille Albers. Nani Onwa, my family. I worked with so many elders, Auntie, Vina, Charlie, Bud, Sonny, and many other ones. And then nani araras, nani fiusas, lots of my family, and they've all been crucial parts to helping me understand language and speak it, and feeding my desire to be a fluent speaker and a teacher and to share it. So those are some of the people that I've worked with and what I've been doing with my language. So hopefully it can help you guys out too. Nani araráhih tanikupen, my language experience. So I have a Karuk language teaching credential with the Karuk tribe. I am very active with the Advocates for Indigenous California Language Survival Master Apprentice Language Learning Program. I was an apprentice and now I am a master. I've put more than 16 years of truly dedicated language learning in, and I've taught community classes and in schools from Head Start all the way through undergraduate classes at Southern Oregon University. So I do have a lot of teaching experience, and I've worked out a lot of different methods and ways to try to help people learn Karuk language. Araráhih paninikiriha. My language goals. I think this is an important thing to talk about, but ultimately, in my big picture, everyone everywhere will all be speaking Karuk. You know, that's my big picture goal. You know, I want to be able to speak it wherever I go, with whoever I want, and it'll be there. But specifically for this video, I want to hopefully help you understand some core components of speaking and learning Karuk that can be helpful to you, and possibly inspire some of you to dedicate a little bit more or make a little bit more effort into becoming fluent and speaking. So the purpose of this presentation and video is going to be a short series of videos for beginner and early stage language learning. In this one, I'll go over some disclaimers and resources, and we'll go over the practical spelling chart, and possibly some other Karuk language learning materials that can be helpful, and work out some greetings, some conversation, and some other learning practices that could reinforce and help language.
The disclaimer, right? This is just one perspective, specifically my perspective from how I've learned language and my experiences with it. So language is meant for communication. Each village and each family have their own ways of speaking and expressing their thoughts and emotions. We must embrace that as beauty and appreciate the uniqueness of all, even if we don't share those exact opinions and thoughts or the way somebody speaks. This presentation does not represent the views of the Karuk tribe or the Karuk Tribal TANF program. Again, it's just me and my perspective. Resources for learning Karuk language. The Karuk have many resources available. First and foremost, use other speakers. It's not like the old days where we could go speak with elders and fluent speakers all over everywhere we go. But we can use people that support us in our language speaking, that will listen, that maybe have heard language, and have experience with language, use them. Then there's the Karuk Dictionary. There are some printed versions available, but you can go online at dictionary.karuk.org, which links to the UC Berkeley collaboration with the Karuk tribe and language, and the Now You're Speaking Karuk, and there's some various others around. But of course, if you do have some other language resources that you want to tap into and you feel comfortable, please feel free to share them. And let's all support each other and have a network of people helping each other learn and speak Karuk as much as possible. So here are some Karuk language learning tips. These are just some things that I picked up along the way that have really helped me personally. There are a lot of other ways and tips out there that other people could offer you. But first I like to say Karuk is not an aspirated language. That means you don't make a sound after you make the actual sound of the letter. For example, P. P is P. 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 Oop. It is not Pa. You don't put that extra piece on the end of it. Karuk is not emphasized with raising pitch. For an example, a question isn't a question because you raise the end of it. Like the dog. The dog? That's not how Karuk works. You identify questions with words and you maintain the rhythm of the language. And the Karuk follows the rhythmic speech pattern, which is demonstrated in writing by the accentuation marks, acute accent, nasalization, and a circumflex accent. Once you learn and can speak within this rhythm, Karuk will be much easier to read and speak in fluently. And I really emphasize that point. To me, that's one of the most important parts of speaking Karuk, is understanding the way that it should be spoken. There's a flow, there's a fluidity to it. And the sooner you learn that, the faster you'll become a fluent speaker. That brings us to the Karuk practical spelling chart, the alphabet. So this alphabet is the primary method used for writing by the Karuk tribe. It is also used in the Now You're Speaking Karuk book and the online dictionary and various other publications. It's one of my most preferred methods for writing in Karuk, and that's because this is compatible with modern American technology. And it can be used on computers, tablets, smartphones, typewriters, and all the other kind of programs without the addition of software. You don't have to get a new software program written and installed on your equipment to be able to write in Karuk. A lot of other languages do require that, but we're fortunate that Karuk can fit all of the sounds and the key components of our language in written form within a current system. That could also be tricky, but we'll work that out. And while there are variations among individuals, this is the most common system used by teachers and speakers. It's not perfect, not everybody has it completely down pat, but it is a firm alphabet system and the sounds associated with each symbol remain fairly consistent throughout Karuk speech. This means that emphasis isn't demonstrated by writing extra letters. For an example, Yav versus Yav, Y-A-V, versus YYAAAVVVV. There are other ways and words and phrases used to demonstrate emphasis given the specific context, and that's pretty common in a traditional sense as well. There are a few exceptions. Certain letters right next to each other create a different sound. For an example, an A next to a Y, a short A next to a Y, sounds like I. And there are a few others in the language, but for the most part, they stay the way that they sound. So this is the practical spelling chart. I'll go through it pretty quickly and we'll get more in depth as we go. Short A, awansa. Long A, CH, chimu. Long E, es. F, fifty. H, harinai. Short I, ikuk. Long I, ish. K, kachakach. M, musmus. N, nukish. Long O, oat. P, poofich. R, uru. S,
Sock. SH. Sh. Chishi. T. Teak. TH. Sook. Short U. U. Ukhra. Long U. U. Oos. V. V. Veshur. X. Ch. Chath. Y. Y. Yoop. And a glottal stop, which is a complete break of sound. Eat. Hey, I hope this video was helpful and look for the next ones. Yo, tua.